Madison Sparrow's true horror story. Tragic tale of 17-year-old Girl Scout. The haunting of Newark Woods. Newark, Delaware, is a town that wears its history lightly. Its streets are lined with colonial homes, and its people live in quiet harmony with the past. Yet, beneath the surface of this picturesque community lies a darkness that few dare to acknowledge. The woods behind McClary Elementary School have always been a place of whispered legends, stories of shadows moving without bodies and voices carried on the wind, calling out names that no one remembers. But on October 2nd, 2020, those woods bore witness to something far more horrifying than folklore. They became the stage for a tragedy that would forever scar the town. Chapter 1. Madison. Madison Sparrow was the kind of girl who seemed destined for greatness. At 17, she was a beacon of light in her community, a Girl Scout with an infectious laugh and a heart full of kindness. She loved Halloween, not for its scares but for its whimsy, and she was known to plan elaborate parties filled with laughter and joy. Yet even the brightest lights can cast long shadows. Madison had recently ended her relationship with Noah Sharp, a boy who had once been her closest confidant, but whose love had turned possessive and dark. Though she tried to remain friends, Noah's obsession lingered like a storm cloud over her life. What Madison didn't know was that her kindness had sown seeds of jealousy in another, Annika Stalczynski, her childhood friend and Noah's new confidant. Chapter 2. The Plan. Annika and Noah were an unlikely pair, a girl fueled by envy and a boy consumed by rejection. Together, they became something far more dangerous than either could have been alone. Over weeks of secret conversations, their shared resentment festered into something monstrous. They exchanged chilling text messages, detailing plans that read like the script of a horror film. A baseball bat became their weapon of choice, silent but deadly, and they decided on the woods as their stage. The plan was simple in its cruelty. Annika would lure Madison out under the guise of friendship, and Noah would lie in wait. They believed they could erase Madison from their lives as easily as one erases a name from a chalkboard. Chapter 3. The Lure. On October 2nd, Annika called Madison with an invitation that seemed innocent enough: ice cream and shopping for her younger sister Molly's birthday gift. Madison, ever trusting, agreed without hesitation. She dressed in her favorite Halloween-themed earrings and said goodbye to her mother with a smile. It was the last time Heather Sparrow would see her daughter alive. As Madison walked through the woods with Annika that afternoon, she felt no fear. The sun filtered through the trees in golden beams, and the air was crisp with the promise of autumn. But as they reached the secluded trail, Madison's laughter faded into silence. Ahead of them stood Noah, holding an aluminum baseball bat. Chapter 4. The Attack. What happened next unfolded like a nightmare brought to life. Madison's shock turned to terror as Noah stepped forward, his face twisted with rage. He swung the bat with all his strength, striking her head with a sickening crack. Annika watched as Madison fell to the ground, her scream swallowed by the trees. Noah didn't stop after the first blow or even the second. He kept swinging until there was nothing left but silence, an eerie stillness broken only by their ragged breaths and the distant rustle of leaves. The pair worked quickly to hide their crime. They dragged Madison's lifeless body to Annika's car and drove to an overpass near Interstate 95. There, they dug a shallow grave and buried her beneath layers of dirt and debris. But no amount of earth could conceal what they had done. Chapter 5. The Ghost and the Text. That evening, Heather Sparrow began receiving strange text messages from Madison's phone, messages claiming she had run away to start a new life. But Heather knew her daughter too well. These words weren't hers. Panic set in as calls went unanswered, and friends reported similar cryptic texts. By nightfall, Heather contacted the police, setting off a search that would consume the town for days. Volunteers combed through fields and forests while detectives pieced together clues from interviews and surveillance footage. It wasn't long before suspicion fell on Noah and Annika. Their alibis unraveled under scrutiny, and their digital footprints told a story more damning than any confession. Chapter 6. The Truth Unearthed. On October 5th, guided by Noah's own admission during interrogation, police discovered Madison's shallow grave beneath the overpass. Her body bore the marks of unspeakable violence, a testament to the fury that had consumed her killers. The town mourned as one. Vigils were held. Candles flickered in windows. Tears flowed freely for a girl whose life had been stolen too soon. But even as Newark grieved, whispers began to spread. Whispers that Madison's spirit had not yet found peace. Chapter 7. The Haunting. In the months following Madison's death, strange occurrences were reported near McClary Elementary School and along the trails where she had taken her final steps. Joggers spoke of hearing footsteps behind them when no one was there. Children claimed to see a girl in Halloween earrings watching them from the trees before vanishing into thin air. Even those who knew nothing of Madison's story felt an unshakable unease when passing through those woods, a sense that something unseen was watching, waiting. Noah, Sharp, and Annika Stalczynski faced justice in courtrooms filled with somber faces and tearful testimonies. Noah received life without parole. Annika was sentenced to life with eligibility for parole after 30 years, due to her age at the time of the crime. Yet their punishments did little to ease the pain or quiet the questions left behind. Epilogue. A town changed forever. Today, Newark is not quite the same town it once was. The woods behind McClary Elementary remain untouched by developers, a silent memorial to a life lost too soon. Some say Madison's laughter can still be heard on quiet autumn afternoons. Others claim she walks those trails as if searching for something or someone to guide her home. Her story serves as both cautionary tale and haunting reminder. Even in places where light seems brightest, darkness can take root if left unchecked. And so Newark carries on. Its streets lined with colonial homes. Its people living in quiet harmony with their past, but always aware that some shadows are cast not by trees or buildings, but by memories too heavy to forget. And that's the end of this story. Let us know your opinion about this story in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Horror Vault to keep watching such true horror stories on this channel.